you already own your rights because you already possess it. But if you got the legal documents, your, all yours is covered.
Right, to insulate yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the great Sophia Stewart in the build. Ain't no question. Y'all got the feeling. Shit. What's up, Suave? What we doing today?
I'm sending out the what's in there right now.
Got Radical in the building. Got Wicked in the building. And I know y'all hear the cheers, and this is Dad Game.
Dad Game.
Dad Game. They know what's going
on. You see what we doing. Nation building. They said they got something to say, huh? They got something to say.
The Queen has arrived. Queen has arrived.
Let's get some.
Is your audio hooked up? Can you hear us?
Let's get some control of our background. Let's hit the mute so I can get this shit going.
No, she hasn't hooked up audio yet. I'm trying to see. Okay. Yeah, it's hooked up. I don't know if she can hear us, if she on her Bluetooth or something. Can you hear us, Queen?
You might have to tell her how to do it. Like, you know how you be telling people how to get that audio together?
Yeah, because I can't think she's talking about.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Day. Thank you for coming through. Hold on. Let me get in compliance right quick. How you doing today, Queen? She was hearing it, now she can't hear. Hold on. Yeah, it's the Bluetooth. Can you hear us? I was hearing her. Let me see if I could write her a chat. Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? See, she just did it again. I could hear you, but you cut it back off.
Cut it back off.
There you go. Okay,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I might have to do my Bluetooth because it's weird because, okay, let me just do the Bluetooth.
Chill out now.
Let me do the Bluetooth left. Knowledge Born online, the building, and do the Knowledge Radio. That's European. And also do the Knowledge Radio on YouTube. Make sure y'all go through that and subscribe, man. The brother has reached into his Rolodex and gifts me with a present. And the rest
started without me and shit. I see what's going on up in here.
No, I don't. I can't preset it. I don't know how to preset it. I don't know how to preset it. I just got to go live and then we'll just sit here quiet.
Play a few of Suave tracks. You know what I'm talking about. I still been waiting to hear you, bro. I don't know what's up.
Oh, I just played that. When did I just play
that? This joint been crazy all day.
All day.
All day. Like, I did one interview out of 6. And still going. Improvising. This is supposed to be interview number 3 right here.
Let's see if we can get that out.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
hear
can.
you, Mom.
Yes, we can.
Oh, finally. Because I got you guys on my Bluetooth. And it was like crazy. I could hear you guys. I could see you guys, but you guys couldn't see me. And every time I touched it, I could hear y'all really low. But now I got my Bluetooth hooked up and everything is excellent.
The microphone is beating everybody.
Yeah, I can see you. So how do you guys see me?
You're clear. You're coming in okay.
Clear and beautiful.
We see the disco ball and everything, Mama. You got the disco ball up there?
I got the what now?
That disco ball up there?
What disco ball? I don't know what disco ball you're talking about.
Claim it. You claim it. You're making weird claims. Right here now. Where's the disco ball at?
I don't see it.
Mama's shining over there. You see, she got the disco ball up there in the ceiling.
Disco lights, but I don't see any disco balls. I mean, I'm in a modern, my living room setting with no disco lights.
Just joking.
Oh, a joke. Okay, got you.
How you feeling today, Mom?
I said, I never heard a joke like that, but okay, fine.
He weird. He weird. What kind of joke was that?
Oh man, how you feeling today? Feeling all right?
I feel excellent, great. What about you guys?
You
Oh,
doing
we
well?
can't complain. It don't pay much. It doesn't pay like it used to complain. So we keep it to ourselves.
Well, I heard that, you know.
Man, well, it is a blessing. I don't need to come through.
Yeah, it's my it is a blessing. Very much so.
So we got coronavirus situation, 5G situation, and we got Matrix 4. So where do you want to start, Mama?
Can you hear crystal clear? Hello?
It's kind of sound like it's doubling on knowledge. And I can hear you crystal clear, but it's I think your Bluetooth is picking up on your mic when other people talk to you.
My mic is doing.
Can you hear us clearly?
Crystal clear. Yeah.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Just let me know if you guys can hear me crystal clear.
Yes, we can hear you crystal clear.
Okay, great.
Go ahead, Knowledge.
Yeah, I want knowledge. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Suave Boss, brother of struggle. This is the A.O.I, affiliation of intelligence. This is my brother Gold Mine. This is my brother Wicked, Cold Wicked. He does digital coding. This is my brother Radical Renegade. He also does coding amongst a lot of radical renegade type things. And you know, knowledge born Allah.
Yes. Well, that's great. Everything is great. Everything is going great here in Vegas. Just
how is
everything
Vegas moving right now? With the virus, is they on lockdown?
No, we're not on lockdown, but we're told to stay at home, you know, but all the businesses pretty much are closed down, especially all the casinos. It's kind of like a ghost town, you know. And I think a lot of people have left because, you know, if there's no entertainment in Vegas, there's no point of staying here for some people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got to think about it. You know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and Vegas is known for entertainment. And if there's no entertainment, there's no reason for them to be here. You know, so I think a lot of them left. Went back to California.
So they stopped paying that $2,000 rent and went back to California to pay their $1,600 rent.
Well, no, Cali is actually more expensive than Vegas.
Yeah, for somebody to stay there, but for somebody visiting.
Oh, yeah, for visiting and entertainment, yes, they're paying more, yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of them took off because of that, you know, the money and everything, because you got to realize 3.3 million people are unemployed in this. I'm pretty sure I saw that on television, you know, because you got to realize the studio had a lot of people they employed. And those people are not working right now.
Yeah, I got. Did you hear? This is something I want to ask you about the 1,100 plus CEOs that dropped down from the position the first 3 months of last year. Did you hear about that?
How many CEOs? Did what?
Over 1,100. It was more than the 1998
Oh yeah, I heard it.
price.
You talking about when the CEOs all stepped down from different corporations? Yes. Yes, I heard about that. And I
What
think
does
there's
that smell like?
it sounds like the deep state. You know, like the deep state is being caught up with and getting ready to be prosecuted, because that's what I've been hearing and seeing documents and court documents from different various fans have been sending me information, and it looked like it's getting ready to go down. That a lot of people are getting ready to be prosecuted or jailed, and something is getting ready to happen really big here. Like Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. Do you remember that? Trading Places is all about the economy changing.
Yes.
You know, God's children was never paid reparations. Every country that has ever been done wrong, a population has ever been done wrong, has been paid reparations except for the people, children of God. Here in America have never been paid reparations, and people felt like they didn't have to pay, and and would get away with stealing and doing all kinds of terrible things to the children of God. What is your take on that?
Facts. Yeah. There haven't been an answer, and they're ignoring it. It's like they talking past the solution to the after gratification. Like everything's been wrapped up. I think they just trying to play like if you ignore them, they'll go away. That's crazy to me. And the thing about the CEOs, and then I like to y'all to get into the conversation. The thing about the CEOs I see on top of people being prosecuted is they're collapsing, they're pumping and dumping and collapsing all the nationwide corporations to merge into a global one. So it's like everyone is abandoning stuff. And some people think they're on the elite ship, but some of them are getting prosecuted and they realize they're trying to double cross people. So I see a lot of the CEOs, like the CEO of the United States of America, Canada, Mexico, England. These people are collapsing these nations and building a global structure, a one world global that depend on. Does that sound logical?
I know what you said. You're talking about one world, like one world order. One government, one world order. Mm-hmm. But I think it's backfiring on them. Now that's what I see. That the trap you set for others is the trap you fall in yourself. And I don't think this is so close to this month is Passover. And if you go back into Exodus in the Bible, in Exodus, the death angel came out because the Pharaoh did not want to pay God's children. Do you recall that? That Pharaoh did not want to pay God's children. So I think that this Passover is very, very phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to pay that reparation. You have to stop making people, and for many, many years. Am I right on that or not? I think this is, and I'm not hearing you. Your sound is.
You got that right, Quinn.
Okay, I'm muted because I'm sorry, and I forgot to unmute myself. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. About in the Bible, paying the people. That's the situation that we're in now, and that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Shay Love in the chat and Sass in the chat. I'm interested. Knowledge.
Ask the chat how they hear the audio, because I hear it like you was talking about with that feedback. So I want them to hear it.
Okay, well, let me check the YouTube, the live YouTube, to make sure it's coming through.
Going to try to move it to a better area so it can be crystal clear, because so I can hear you guys. Wait a minute.
We hear you. It's not no feedback now. It's just like I guess sometimes when you and Swat trying to talk at the same time, I hear it. And like I hear some of the
Yeah.
choppy feedback now.
Oh, no, no, no. It's going to be okay. I'm just moving in a better area so
Oh
that
no,
we
no,
can,
you good.
yeah,
Appreciate you.
really well. Okay.
All right. Suave, you still there, sir? I mean, and it's a beautiful thing you brought up how the scriptures talk about how they refuse to pay the people. This is Goldmine speaking to you, sister.
Yeah,
I
they refuse. I'm trying to get more lighting here, which I'm finding it difficult. Let's go in the living room and see if there's more lighting here.
okay.
Yeah, I
Can you
see
hear
that
me
up
still?
because, yeah, I can hear you very, very clear.
That is a beautiful space that you're trying to find a spot in. I got
It is.
I can't give you that. That is a beautiful space.
Yeah, more lighting, so things can be just a quick better. I'm
No, the
trying
lighting
that. The
is
other
good.
one
We
is
can see.
better.
It seems like you playing your sounds off of a loudspeaker. We can hear it through your mic.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to set up everything really good here so this can be a great interview. Let me move this cable. Okay. How's that?
That's
Okay, is
good.
that better?
Yeah, we can see you. That's gravy.
Yeah, we can see you. That's crazy.
Oh,
No, I'm hearing myself.
No, I'm hearing myself.
yeah, I had to bring that up, because it's very important, Exodus and the Passover and what's going on. We had the locusts here in Vegas. It was just like in the Bible. I knew a plague was coming because anytime you see locusts that dominates the air and to the extreme, it's just a warning that a plague is coming. Are y'all familiar with plagues?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You talking about the biblical plagues, the locusts and the frogs?
I'm talking about the biblical plagues because those were the ones that, affected the Pharaoh, affected the Pharaoh's officials. And it was kind of like God's warning to them that you cannot enslave a race of people and make them, steal from them and make them, slaves and, try to take everything from them and wipe them out like they don't exist. And this plague, no matter who created it, is not going to work for the bad people here, okay? It's going to work in favor of all the people who have been enslaved and people who have been done wrong to and their properties, intellectual properties, and on their other physical properties and monies and all kinds of stuff have been stolen from them. Now, does that make sense to you guys?
Yes, it definitely does. And it's
Are you
definitely a good.
biblical prophecies? And this is concerning the matrix, because the matrix is a Latin word, 7,000-year-old Latin word. In the King James Bible, it is talking about womb, and it's talking about the children of God that comes out of that womb, that's born with this great creativity, and man's children, is God's children versus man's children, the machine. Because man has
Say
created,
that again.
well, it's all about God's children versus man's children. God's children come out of the matrix, out of the womb of a woman. And no man can ever be a woman, and no woman can ever be a man, because the difference between a man and a woman is this womb. A woman can have a baby,
Right.
and will never have a baby, no matter how he mutilates himself. If he cuts off, he cuts off his seed, and he ends life right here, right now.
Right.
Where life will continue as long as one woman has a womb, a stargate, a portal to bring babies into this physical dimension called matter or earth. And matter is what matters. Do you understand? Matter is
Yes,
what
ma'am.
matters. So I don't know how people can be confused, because the vagina and the penis does not make you male or female. It wouldn't matter if you had neither one, a vagina or a penis, as long as you have a womb, a stargate, a portal to bring babies into this dimension, life will always continue. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Perfect sense. And it's also the fact that you brought up the Matrix and people not wanting to pay God's people. I definitely was wondering when Swab was gonna touch on the point about the manuscript that you wrote as well as the book about the Matrix that later became a movie.
The script that I wrote called The Third Eye, Matrix, and Terminator. Terminator, End Time, Revelations, Matrix, the Womb. So the third eye, the eye of God, because on earth we have two eyes, but then there's the all-knowing, all-seeing eye of God. So this is why the book is called The Third Eye, Matrix, and Terminator, because we're talking about the eye of God, the womb of the woman, and of course we're talking about the end time, termination, or Terminator. That's what Revelations is, end time, Revelations, the end. So it all makes sense that I wrote and created the Matrix and Terminator, and these people have been lying to you guys for years. In fact, they didn't even know what the word matrix, they didn't even know it was a generic. They didn't even understand, it's just like cola. Cola is generic. No one can copyright or trademark the word cola, but you can copyright and trademark Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, and the Matrix. So they belong to me, and they were going to give you guys a matrix, like somebody's going to give you a cola, but they can't give you Pepsi Cola, they can't give you Coca-Cola or Shasta Cola. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
And they would charge you the same price that they're going to charge for Pepsi, and put it in a can. But when you taste the formula, you're getting jip.
A watered down version.
For your money. You're getting suckered. You're getting, you're getting played. Now, some people don't even know the difference. Some people wouldn't even know the difference from Pepsi, a Pepsi drink, as opposed to some cola, So that's why I said Kennedy test. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all of the time, and that's where the problem comes in.
Facts. Is your book still available? I mean,
yes,
script?
I've written several books. 3 of my books on Amazon, selling globally around the world. And I've been selling Matrix and Terminator since 2005 globally. And of course, on my website, matrixterminator.com website. So my first book is the Third Eye, Matrix and Terminator book. My second book is the 4th installment of the Matrix Evolution. The first Matrix is the Matrix. The second one is Reloaded. The third one is Revolution, and the fourth is Evolution. Then we have the Mother of the Matrix book, The Oracle, and of course, we also have my fourth book, the Matrix Trivia book. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we definitely can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so, yeah, people need to know that I've written several books, and these books are available. And these books are about the Matrix and the Terminator. Terminator is the prequels of the Matrix. Prequels meaning the beginning of the epic story. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connor's Neo, one and the same, grows up to be Neo from the Matrix. Were you guys aware of that?
Not
That
at
the
all.
No, I didn't know that.
yes, time travel. It is about time traveling. It's about the Terminators in the future. They're hearing a story about a baby is going to be born, and that this baby is going to destroy the machines as soon as he comes into power. And Neo is just an anagram or sneaky way of calling this Christ child the One. Neoone, an anagram. Backwards for one. John the Revelator called Jesus the One. He was the only one to be called the One. So what I wrote in 1981 while I was at USC Film School was the second coming of the Christ consciousness, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So I told a science fiction story with Black superheroes in leadership
Yes.
roles.
That's
And
a
this
beautiful
is
title too.
right, people of color from around the globe, which is 3/4 of the people in this globe are people of color. This is the first time they got to see a Black science fiction with their own selves in leadership role, gave them pride, woke them up consciously that they can accomplish anything,
Facts.
that they are creators with God, inventors, you see what I'm talking about, empowered. And you can look at this and see all these Black people, come on.
That's a
Me,
beautiful thing.
what about me in the news? The Los Angeles Sentinel, I was at USC Film School, Trojans. My classmates, Marcus Allen, Ronnie Lott, James Sinclair, the Moore brothers, August Curley, Dennis Johnson, all of these were my classmates. Can you imagine? I'm at USC writing the greatest science fiction of all time, Matrix and Terminator.
Amazing.
In the book. And some
Truly
people
amazing.
and tried to take credit, but had no idea what I've written because I'm a visionary, 30 to 40 years ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? So they have no idea what I told them.
That's amazing. As
Yeah.
far as you bringing up inventors and us not recognizing, the inventions that are within us, the deep space that you went into to come up with this book and these concepts, it makes me wonder, was there any inventions that you put out there that, we utilize today that we might not know was sparked by your books?
Well, I was talking, when you get the book, the copyrights are 81, 83, and 84. The copyright validates that I was talking in 1980 while I'm at USC. I'm talking about body scanners and food scanners. I'm talking about computerized warfare with drones. I'm talking about technology has never even got here. I was talking about the iPhone and the iPad before you guys even got it. There's witnesses, terms, my paperwork in the court. When you go to the Library of Congress and you pull it up, the evidence is right there staring you in the face. I'm talking about virtual reality. I'm talking about hologram clones, and I'm talking about virtual penal systems. Technology like Tesla. I'm talking about quantum physics in the matrix, mathematics
Right.
that are astronomical because I'm a polymath. I'm talking about calculus, sacred ancient geometry that comes all the way from the ancient Egyptians, the book of the dead, the book of the living, which the Bible was based on, which Anthony Robbins and Dale Carnegie and Napoleon Hill,
Bring it out.
Steve Robinson, all of these people got all this information from our people from ancient Egypt, from ancient Eden, because we're Africans, because African is a white man's name. It's just like you calling yourself Toby on a plantation after you've been kidnapped. You want to identify with the kidnapper, like the Stockholm syndrome. To call yourself an African, because there's no way that Africana could have beaten Hannibal. I'm sorry, I do not believe that. History is its story, the story that man created in the program to lock you into the matrix. I'm sorry, but I will not call myself Toby. My name is Kuti Kente. Toby is used when you're kidnapped and someone wants to change your identity and change who you are. But when a man learns his history and who he is and his story, his own personal story, he is no longer a slave, or he's no longer in bondage to a lie. And this is what we've been fighting, are these programs and agents and lies. And it's all coming to a head now. Sooner or later, the bubble is going to burst. And that's what's going on. Do you have any questions about that?
Mama, tell them how long they had to wait to try to replicate what they stole from you in regards to technology, or what we've seen from James Cameron and the Wachowskis. How long did they have to wait to try to replicate as far as what you was talking about, humanoids, and going back as early as like the Outer Limits and Rod Serling in regards to that technology, how dated they were?
Well, they cannot replicate anything. They cannot replicate, they can't duplicate, they can't even write. Andy and Laura Wachowskis have been lying to you guys. They have never cut off their penises, and they have never got a name change legally through the court. I've had 3 lawsuits involving James Cameron. James Cameron stolen from tons of people, over 12 people for Avatar. I just helped a man to get his copyrights for Avatar. I just helped another man to get his copyrights for the Black Panther movie. And I can send you the proof.
Whoa.
Where you with your own eyes and you can talk to the people. No, I can help anybody to recover their stolen property. That's a piece of cake. These people have been using the media, putting you in the matrix when they have not created nothing. James Cameron can't even write. He's nothing but a liar. Andy and Laura Wachowski, nothing but liars. I've been calling them liars for years in the media, on my interviews, and no one has ever rebutted it or rebutted me. No one can, as long as I'm speaking the truth. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, is speak the truth.
Let me ask you a question, Queen. How could someone who has the same kind of vision in the future prevent their property from being stolen? How do you take a preventive measure?
No one can stop anyone from doing anything here on earth. No one can stop anyone from stealing. No one can stop anyone from killing or nothing. We all got free will. You choose to either do good or you choose to do bad. That's all. And if you choose to do bad, the repercussions are going to catch up with you. You choose the good, the rewards are going to catch up with you.
Right.
But they steal all the time. You have been stolen from. Somebody stole your girlfriend. Someone stole your shoes, your Nike. Someone stole your coat in school, your book, your money out of your pocket, out of your locker. Come on, you remember that.
Right.
But as far
No
as
way anyone can do any kind of evil act upon the earth.
But as far as any preventative measures that you can take, are there any that you can advise someone? Is it someone that you feel like
Well, the only thing that anyone can advise is the same thing that law enforcement advise you. You go out and you protect your property. You know the deed to the house is in your name. You know the title to the car is in your name. And you know the intellectual property is in your name because you have a copyright. But that doesn't prevent thieves from stealing. They don't care if you have a deed to the house. They'll still try to steal the house. It doesn't matter if you got a title to the car. They'll still try to steal the title. It doesn't matter if you got an engagement ring on your girlfriend or you got a wife. They will still try to steal your girl and your wife. Come on. Let's wake up here now and know that we do, according to the law, we protect our properties, we install security, we might have an alarm, we might even have cameras, you know, all the precautions that any and everyone takes. But that doesn't prevent us from being harmed. But we do have God. And God will even up the score, like what's going on now. Some people think that their monies and their entitlement, when they create titles for themselves, that these titles and you know, and entitlements give them to do anything they want, commit crimes against the people or the public. But the public needs to realize, know that God protects the interest of man.
So when we speak of God, what are we speaking of?
I would call God the universal principle of good, because that's what God is, the universal principle of positive energy. And everybody else that does not go and flow in this positive energy is flowing backwards. That's what negativity is. And to explain it to you, you can open up your hood on your car and you see there can only be one. Like God told you, there can only be one. There's nothing but good here. But look at the battery. The battery shows that there's a negative charge and it's a positive charge, you know, on each end. And those negative charge and positive charges shows you how energy flows from right to left, left to right. So you know if the energy is flowing positively, your car is working. But if the energy is flowing backwards, your car could actually be breaking down or burning up. So we know there can only be one good is happening here. And everybody that channels in the other directions or break the law of good, and that's what a sin is, and that's what pain and suffering is all about, going in the wrong direction. Because if you're lying and you're killing and you're stealing, then you know you're going in the wrong direction. If you're creating and building up and you know, doing everything positive, then you know you're going in the right direction and your life is going well. Because you can only get what you give, you can only reap what you sow, and whatever you put out, you can only get back what you put out. So if you want more good, then do good. If you want more evil, then hey, go in the other direction and you'll get it. If you want God in your space to protect yourself, then put him in your space. Put him in your space every day and you'll be protected and you'll sing a wonderful song every morning. Leave him out of your space, chaos or negativity, negative energies in that space and rock your world, and you're going to be bitching, whining, and complaining every day.
I can hear that.
There's nothing else going on.
Let me ask you, what was the spark that created the
What was the what now?
The spark, the experience you had over here or that started this to coming into existence?
What was the spark for me to create the work?
Yes. What was the spark? Like what happened? What did you see?
The spark was I was inspired by God because when I saw the movie Star Wars in 1977, I'm a New Yorker from New York, and I saw Star Wars and I was amazed that George Lucas was talking about how Satan is adversarial, means against God, how the adversarial fell from the light side to the dark side, that he was actually a bodyguard. He covered the throne of God and he was really good, but he didn't think that the things that God was doing was good. And so he created this dissension. In other words, he wanted to, I think he, like most people, have a bad understanding of life and of how everything works. He wanted to build his throne above God's throne. He just didn't like the way God operated with free will. He wanted to take free will away from man and have man to be programmable, to be programmed, and to be robotic, like a machine, and to take away his will. And everything you see here on earth is trying to separate man from his free will. The lies, the ignorance, the programming, the stealing, the killing, the suffering, the pain and suffering, you know, all of this stuff, the confusion was created to take man's free will from him. So when I saw Star Wars, the wars in heaven, that's what Star Wars is talking about, the wars in heaven, and how a third of the Elohim fell to the earth. You know, how they went against the throne of God and how Michael kicked them out of heaven and they came to earth and saw God's children prospering here. And they were jealous and hateful and envious. And they wanted to create their own children, but they were androgynous. They had no penis or no vaginas and no penis. This is how come they had to create their children through the laboratory. And this is why they don't want God's children to have any penises. They want you to cut your penis off. They don't want you to be able to procreate.
Yeah.
Because they can procreate, but they could create lab rats. They could create test tube babies. They could create clones and gender pictures and gender manipulation and mutilate men by cutting off their penises or taking out the woman's womb and making you a Frankenstein. They had the knowledge and gift to go into the lab and make lab rats. But they wanted to end life because if you don't have a penis to spread your seed, and you don't have a womb to bring life into this physical domain, then all of life ceased to exist.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about Frankenstein was the monsters was, since he could not create and he had no love and compassion, all Frankenstein that Dr. Frankenstein created, all he wanted to do was kill women and children and other men.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't have any children of his own. No one loved him.
Wow.
And all he wanted to do was destroy.
Destroy everybody else because they had that.
Yes, it was envious, penis envy. It's called penis envy. If I don't have a penis and I'm a male, I don't want you to have one. I want you to get rid of yours. It is a phenomenal gift to have a penis and seed, to give birth and to give life here on earth, because having seeds and penises and wombs is all about procreating and creating creating the whole world.
Keeping it going.
Keeping the world going, keeping life going.
Being obedient.
That's right, being obedient to the circulation of the cycle of life.
And the way that I see it going with the technology, I said, like transhumanism, right?
Yes.
This is what this is, the artificial intelligence meets organic intelligence, where you have cranial jacks and you can recharge your access to the internet. This is, something that kids is going to use in school. My extreme is, and I feel trustworthy telling it to you because I know you give people credit, is they're learning how to build artificial bodies like the sex robots, right? To harness the light that animates your body so that you'll lose the right to even pass away that a natural body gives you the privilege of.
Exactly, because if you go into my book, When the Gods Walk the Earth in the Third Eye Matrix, I wrote some other segments called When the Gods Walk the Earth And I also wrote soulless, SOUL-LES, as born without soul, Terminator 5, rebirth of the machine. Well, soulless tells you that you're seedless. That's why you have no soul, because you have no seed. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm talking about? No seeds, no soul, nothing to pass on. Hello? Can you hear me?
Suave, your mic is on mute.
Oh, I don't know why I thought I was unmuted. Yes, I absolutely understand. Thank you, Brandon Bay. That is the Soul Tree voice of Brandon Bay. Shout out to my brother. I appreciate all y'all presence. Yeah, it's like the lack of ability to read, like to procreate, that kills the existence of the soul, because it's like you reincarnate. You leave the body that you in, and then you come back into another body. If you lose control of that, then that's it. Like,
The body is like a vehicle, you know. God's children are three-dimensional beings. This is where you hear about the word 3D. 3D is talking about three dimensions, because the first body is blood, water, and spirit, is spirit or astral body. The second body is physical, you know, matter. And it's what's matter, because you can't enjoy anything on earth unless you have a physical body. You can't enjoy drinking, eating, sex, you know, love, you're crying, unhappiness. You can't experience any of these realms unless you have a physical body. You can't enjoy food or anything, you know? So that's the second body. And the third body is magnetism, or the soul. Magnetism is life. And so all three has to exist. The spiritual body, the astral body, you know, which is the same spirit, the physical body, and then third, magnetism of life, the energy that animates the physical body and animates the spirit.
yeah. And I believe that's what they're trying to harness, the ability to control. They're creating artificial bodies to be able to harness and maintain that magnetism, that light that animates the body. And that's hell. To forever be, just imagine being one of they undying, maintainable sex robots forever that go to the grocery store, get their groceries, and then come home and clean up the house, and then whatever they want to do. And you can't control it because you're not controlling your cells. Your body is artificial. So when they give you a program, it does it. But they're just using your light to power it. That's crazy.
Well, that's why they want robots. They want people to not think on their own. They just want you to act, you know, to be a robot, to obey without thinking, obey without questioning, obey without understanding. Just do what you're told to do. And this is not the way God created all of us. We have free will. We have to make choices, whether they're good or bad, right or wrong, evil or good. No one should take your choice away from you. No one should tell you, hey, do this, or be good, or be evil, or come over here and do that, or don't do this. No one should take your free will away. You need to learn something. You need to understand something. You need to do something. You need to, right, you need to experience. You need to learn that if you touch the fire of the stove, you're going to get burnt. You need to learn that if you treat someone good, you're going to get rewarded, whether it's from that person or the next. You need to learn what's going on here through yourself and not through others. So that's why I tell people, you don't got to believe me. You can research things, find out the truth on your own. That way, people will never lie to you. I'm not here to dictate to you or tell you what to do or where to go. You're here to learn on your own accord, but you do need to know what the program is. You do need to know what the truth is. You do need to know what a lie is so you can make the best decisions for yourself and learn the things that you need to learn on your own, because everybody is here for different reasons. No two people are here for the same mission or the same reason.
Are we all the one?
We all can be the one because we all are, hooked into the collective oneness, meaning that I can figure out your thoughts through telepathy, and you can figure out what I want instinctively. We can share or communicate the oneness. And we all can learn to elevate and become free of the programs and free of the matrix and free of the lies and the ignorance and confusion. So that's what the one means, that we're all one in the same, what I'm talking about, we're all one collective consciousness. And that we can use this consciousness to create and to build and to set free from all of the negativity and ignorance. Everything goes against the laws of nature. Because see, the laws of God are the laws of nature. And if you learn the laws of nature and you proceed with those laws and not against those laws, you will be very successful and very happy. Mostly everybody on earth knows man's laws, but man's laws have nothing to do with the laws of God or the laws of nature.
And a lot of the times they contradict it.
They're very contradictory a lot of times. I think the most important thing, as you can see, I won my lawsuit without any law firms or lawyers because I used the laws of God, the laws of
Okay, hold
nature.
on. We're not going to just walk past that. You said you won the lawsuit on your own.
Yeah. Without any attorney.
Crowd go crazy. Yeah, my girl was asking about, shout out to Hurricane Katrina, the King James 13. That's amazing. She asked me, like, because I told her, yeah, they took this and they took, well, what happened? Why did she? I said, well, they in court and I think it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to get that news. So congratulations to you. I would like you to, go into that. But yeah, okay. So you won. That's amazing. That's jiggy.
September the 25th, 2014. And it was 4 media outlets covering it. And they did not tell you guys. They're just dirty. I was on the Oscars. I went to the Oscars on the red carpet, February the 9th, 2020. The first Matrix won 4 Oscars. They belong to me. The media, they interviewed me and they knew about me. They knew that my story has been hidden from the masses. They've been lying for years about me and putting all kinds of crazy, idiotic stuff on the internet. Saying all kinds of lies that I wrote the Matrix in the 70s while I was unemployed. That's ridiculous. The Matrix was written in the 80s while I was at USC, and I was working for a Beverly Hills law firm. And the actor, the late actor, Shelley Winters, and of course the actor, Lou Gossett Jr. So I had basically a couple of jobs. And so they've been telling lies forever. They don't want you to know that it's possible for anyone to win lawsuits and you don't need any lawyers.
Yeah, but we saw that with who was it? Dr. Sabi, I believe, Ashada Shakur, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we of the culture, we have a couple examples of that, and I so appreciate yours in our day that we can record firsthand to let people know, because we plan on using this information to create things for ourselves, sustained by ourselves. So talking about the Matrix 4, right? This is okay, just with those who tuned in, shout out to Saz, Shay, Claim Your Heritage. Hit the like button, please. Share it to the social medias. Let everybody know that the mother of the Matrix and the Terminator is here, Sophia Stewart. Thank you. Okay. So can we get a little bit of a breakdown for the people who just came in here, or of what the Matrix 4 and I want to get into the 5G, which is my thing. I've been on that for a few years. So I'm very interested in hearing what you say about that.
I'm going to tell you something. The Matrix 4 has been out selling around the world since 2010 for almost 11 years. Come on, it's 2020, 10 years. The fans have been reading it, and Warner Brothers offered me $30 million for the shooting script for the real Matrix 4, the fourth installment. The fourth installment, like I told you, is called Evolution. It's selling on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. You can go into, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, you can actually go into Madu bookstore and get the book physically. So I don't know why they have been lying to you guys for years, you know what I'm saying? But they've been lying for years, and they trying to, when they didn't get the shooting script, they try to put out a Matrix on their own. They're trying to give you guys a Matrix story, not the Matrix, not the real fourth installment, but some garbage. It was Tron / you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
y'all can
that's
find
all.
it on the website. It was matrixterminator.com. I'm at truthaboutmatrix.com, right? This is the book, the ebook store.
Yeah, well, on my website, you can get ebooks and you can get physical books. The ebooks are $30 each. The physical books are $40 each. And you'll get a book notice and you will receive your book. But if you want more Matrix, then get the real Matrix, like the first Matrix. 2 and 3, I had to make them into dreams because they were garbage. Just like Terminator 5 was garbage. It was such garbage that it did not even make any money. They lost about $500 million. They had to pay off the Nevada courts, crooked judges, crooked lawyers, crooked clerks. They had to pay off in the California case, crooked lawyers and crooked judges in that case. Just crooked people, you know, even crooked law enforcement agents. It's just terrible what people will take money and sell their souls for 30 pieces of silver, like Joe's silver. People will just pay and sell their souls for money. But
for
God
likes
is
nowadays, they don't even want money. They do it for likes on a social platform.
Yeah. Which is kind of horrible, you know, when you think about that, that's kind of horrible that you have to sell your soul for money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the things, I mean, these things were given to us by the creator who set the world up, right? And then someone stepped in between you and your ability and the earth where these things come from and set up a monetary system in order to get the one thing that is truly valuable, which is your soul.
Yeah, they want your soul. They want you to sell it. And you can't take nothing with you. When you leave here, you came into this world without anything, and you leave out of here without anything. So it's all for nothing. You're selling your soul for the greatest riches in the world. And then when you leave, well, you know, you're not taking anything. That's what Pharaoh had to learn the hard way, that he got all his riches and he put them in the tomb. He even put live servants in there and animals that, you know, with his animals and servants. Just a selfish individual to kill people, and they're not going to go anywhere, you know, because you can't take anything with you. You might as well leave all the wealth for others to enjoy and leave all the stuff for others to enjoy, because you can't take it with you. So
I mean, look at your people now. Just ask the Pharaoh. Look at all of this gold hidden in the tombs. Where are your people today? They're broke and they're displaced and lost their history and you know, so it's like that's just proof to me. Okay, here's my jump out the window on 5G. There is a natural global grid of energy that we can tap into. It's data, it's power, it's the things, okay, that our body in obedience, meaning on the right diet and in the right geological place, can have supernatural powers. That's what they would describe them as, but they're completely natural. It's just a relationship that your cells and the components that they make up to create your body has a relationship with this global grid. 5G is an attempt for them to manufacture an artificial one. That's my jump out the window. Now tell me I'm crazy.
Well, I don't think you're crazy because I saw a video on the 5G, and this guy was explaining that 5G had no capabilities in a lot of the buildings and stuff. That it was kind of placed outside, but you couldn't access it inside the building, or you couldn't access it inside the restaurants because they haven't got that capability yet. But it is stationary on the outside, the guy was saying. And if you would see that commercial that comes on with Anthony Anderson, I met him during the BET 25 when all 300 some celebrities were at BET. And the commercial that he and his mom is doing, I know you remember that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That he and his mom was doing, where she said she could hear him with the 5G inside the movie theaters. She could hear him inside, the club dancing and partying, out wherever she was. That was trying to let everybody perceive that 5G can be, accessed anywhere.
Huh.
You see what I'm saying? But this guy said it was a lie, that it was outside, but it does not affect you if you're inside of a building or restaurant or the house you live in. It doesn't affect. They haven't gotten that technology yet. That's what the guy was saying on his commercial to everybody.
And I mean, that's not true, right? I mean, they clearly have the.
Well, I think they got the 5G, but I'm going to believe the guy. I'm going to believe him that it's outside on the poles, it's outside different places, but I don't think it can affect us inside of buildings or inside of clubs or inside of homes or restaurants. I don't think that they've reached that far yet, because let me tell you, God always put a ceiling on man. Man can reach technology to certain limits, and then he's shut off. He's shut off and he's shut down.
So do you think it's possible for them to do what they're clearly trying to do?
Yeah, I'm very sure it's impossible. They've been trying to take control and destroy a lot of people for years. And I know you guys know that. Come on, for years this has been going on.
Yes.
This is not overnight. Every time they've been slumped, they've been, stopped. So who's stopping them? It's not other men, because they can buy out other men with money. No. It has everything to do with God. God is stopping them. They can get so far, they can reach a threshold, then after that, bam, they can't do anything else.
Okay,
You
well,
see what I'm saying? I just don't think they've reached the threshold they want to reach with the 5G. Because why do you need a commercial to convince people? If you've got that technology and they can do anything, well, there's no need to convince. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm coming from? You don't have to convince me. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Come on.
Clearly.
Yeah. Do you remember the commercial? Do you remember the commercial with Anthony Anderson's mother?
Yeah, I saw a clip of it. I don't watch TV.
You remember that? She wakes him up.
I saw a clip of it. I haven't watched TV in years, but it was hold on. Oh, you breaking up real bad now. You boring.
look.
Okay, yeah. Let's hold on. Let's wait till you get settled because your phone is breaking up while you walking around. Let's wait till you get settled.
Well, just hold on, and I'm going to get that situated. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead, take a. Thank y'all for joining, man. Hit that like button. The Sister Sophia Stewart, Mother Sophia Stewart is in the building. Mother in the Matrix, Terminator. She is to talk about just that and 5G and the COVID virus, right? That's going on right now. So shout out to her. Brandon Bear in the building, Gold Man in the building, Wicked in the building, Radical in the building, Knowledge Born Our Law is in representation, man. It is the A.O.I. And I just want to, I love y'all. Thank y'all, man. Let's keep it rocking while the sister's getting situated. Brandon, how you doing, man? Are you still muted?
Yeah, well, I am.
Just waiting for an opportunity to ask the Queen Mother some questions, man.
Okay, I got you. Okay, sister, you have us on speaker. Is it possible you could turn your speaker down a little bit because the people was telling me that it's cloudy and it's giving me they can hear me through your speaker.
Okay, how's that? I just turned it down.
Mic check, mic check. Okay, that sounds better to me.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you good, Swab.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah, because I might have had it too loud. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, that's bad. We here now. We rocking now. Okay. That was the only thing that was throwing me. Okay, there it is.
All I'm saying is that I just don't believe, in the, the 5G is working all the way that they claim it's working.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that it's working like the way they claim. I'm trying to get a good position to do this interview. Can you guys see me very clearly? Is the light against me or?
The light is going against you. You will have to get that sunlight that's hitting your back to hit your front.
Yeah, the light, I'm trying to get it where, wait a minute. Let me just do it like this. How's this?
That's cool.
Trying to get it situated. You gotta set up all this early on. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, brother Brandon Bay. Go ahead, brother. I'm very interested to hear what you would like to ask.
Queen Mother Sophia Stewart, first of all, I'd like to say it's an honor to speak with you and to be able to ask you questions as I've studied your work very closely.
Man, you sound
Yeah, your mic, you broken, bro.
This mic is kind of bad. Wait a minute.
I mean, we know we being watched, but dang.
Can you hear me? Is it sound better?
If I can try another table.
No, I believe it might be.
It's trying to be another table. Yeah, this mic is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Do you have like headphones?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that better lighting? Is that better lighting or what?
Yes, yep, that's fine. That's fine. We can see you real good. Your camera real good and everything.
Is that too dark?
Yeah, no, that's not too dark. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, that's a nice picture. Brandon Bay, you got a better reception?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
And you're gonna probably have to edit this because, editing on it because it's,
Yeah, no, your picture is fine. It's jiggy right now. Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to set it up, but sometimes it's just,
Oh, okay.
depends on the table you got, and the little tripod is gotta be just right, sometimes it's not, and where you guys got it, your picture way at the bottom instead of at the top. So that's a problem too, where your camera is situated.
Go ahead, Brandy. You got the floor.
Okay. Queen Mother Sophia Stewart, it's an honor to speak with you. I've been following your work for quite some time. It's extremely phenomenal and far beyond this time frame that we're in, as you wrote it in the 80s. So my first question is about something I heard you mention in another video, about your inspiration for Neo and the person that you were dating at the time.
Yeah, I was to Muhammad Ali in the 80s. In fact, I met him in 1980, and I was with him from 1980 to 1983, and we were in the media together, so this is all validating the archive. He had asked me to marry him, and it was at the time that he and Veronica, his third wife, was breaking up. It was at that period of time when she was getting a divorce from him. But it was all in the media, and he was the inspiration for the Neo character because in the Los Angeles Sentinel newspapers in 1981, June of 1981, you could go into the archives. I'm talking about, or they're talking about me in the media, that Sophia Stewart is going to come out with this black science fiction with these incredible black superheroes, to inspire our kids to become anything that they want to be, including the President of the United States. And I know that my work inspired Obama to become President of the United States, to get all the people to vote for him, because the Matrix gave people a lot of self-pride in themselves. Being black was just like James Brown coming out with "I'm black and I'm proud" during that period of time in the 70s. In the 80s, it gave people a lot of respect, a lot of integrity and honor that they could be black superheroes and leadership roles. Because in white science fiction, there are no black leadership, no black heroes. And when the 80s and the 70s, you could see it with your own eyes that is maybe one or two black people and they die out the first 10 minutes of the movie, but they were not in leadership roles and they caused some problem. That's why they died out. So Muhammad Ali being a living black hero, 3 times heavyweight champion of the world, that has never been done for heavyweight, a global leader, globally respected and loved by all races, colors, creeds, tongues, nationalities. What better hero that could inspire the Matrix and the Terminator? Do you see what I'm saying? What greater hero to get that distinction? We had a living black hero, and I saw this in 1980 while I was with him. A phenomenal being. And that's why the Neo character is so phenomenal. Now you look at the garbage that they were trying to film just before the virus shut down Hollywood. They were trying to film another Matrix, calling it the Matrix 4 with no title. And it was garbage. It was talking about a woman being in the lead. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. It was talking about Neo would be, he forgot who he was. He was married to a program that looks like Trinity. And just like they did with Schwarzenegger and the Terminator Dark Fate, they made him, married to a woman, had kids, and look, the scenes can't have any kids. They don't even have any. And they were talking about in this new Matrix, it was Tron, that this girl was the one, and there was an Agent White, but not Agent Smith. He was no longer, and no Morpheus, because they didn't want any black leadership roles, didn't want any black people in leadership roles. Just trying to whitewash the Matrix and change it to their own concept of garbage. But anyway, they lost a lot of money, and they had to refilm it. But before they could refilm it, the virus shut it down. Because I told people that was not going to happen. You're not going to put homosexuality and gender bender and all kinds of garbage into the Matrix. The Matrix and Terminator was created to free people from bondage and not put them in bondage, but to free the masses from ignorance and bondage, to bring them out of ignorance and being uneducated. Because God says, my people, they perish because of a lack of knowledge. Nobody is against anybody loving anybody. If you want to love whoever you want to love everybody. Love the cats, love the dogs, love the animals, the birds, the air, the water, the sea. No one is trying to stop you from loving. The only concern God has with is health issues. That if you go against the laws of nature, sodomizing on the books would send you to jail. Sodomizing was nasty, just like right now, because of all these viruses that we have right now, the COVID-19 virus, it's because of nastiness. The people should have known years and many, many years ago that you have to wash your hands, and that you have to spray and use bleach and toilet paper and keep things clean. Excuse me. This is something that should have been taught. Why do America have to get so complacent and lazy and nasty in third world countries?
Right.
It's beyond when we have the greatest technology, the greatest wealth, the greatest of everything in the world, a little small young country, America. It is the greatest, but yet it is in ignorance. My people perish because of the lack of knowledge. The one flaw that Americans have is ignorance. And all the foreign countries, and all of the old foreign countries, they all know this. They've been around and eating dogs and horses and animals and bats and rats and everything for a long, long time. Because every time a war comes, you eat whatever you can eat. But the American people have been the most spoiled of all people on the earth. And they have the greatest opportunities, the greatest technology, the greatest wealth, the greatest. Except the one flaw, they're in ignorance. And ignorance is not a bad word. Look at the word ignorance. It has the word ignore in it. Because they've been ignoring facts. Facts that they should know that they should have learned a long, long time ago.
Yes.
Now you perish because of a lack of knowledge. And God prophesied this many thousands of years in the Bible. Probably over 7,000 years of prophecy. And you go back in history and you look up all the old flags, and I'll take you to one of the flags in London, way back in the 1800s in London. Well, it could have been further than the 1800s. They had a flag in London, and it's called the Black Flag, and you can Google it. It was the Black Flag because they didn't have a sewer system. See, the sewer system was taught from the ancient Egyptians. They taught about the sewer system, but back then in England, London, England, they were throwing the piss and the mess out on the streets on the people if you're in the wintertime. So if you're riding a horse or you're in a wagon, everybody would use their, their little pots, and then in the morning they would just throw out the urine and the waste out of the windows, and it would fall on people, dogs and animals and whoever. People, and it was fine during the wintertime because, diseases doesn't breed during the cold because the cold keeps bacteria kind of isolated. But when the summer came, they were dropping dead like flies. The heat was spreading the bacteria. Now, the wealthy people were very educated about this. They knew that they had to get out of Dodge. So they all had summer estates way out in, outside or away from London, maybe 50 miles, 20, 30. They had these grand estates and they would all, lock up their townhouses, lock up their mansions or palaces, and they would go and sell out into their estates, squires, countess, marquises and dukes and duchesses. And they would have signs that you couldn't approach. Like anybody coming from London couldn't come out there where there's, their estates, because they had fresh air out there, they had fresh animals, fresh eggs, fresh water, fresh everything. And they would stay healthy until the plague, was over. And you can go look at some of these movies with the Black Plague, and they were throwing people in wagons, and they were putting them in mass graves, and they were burning them up, because, they were burning up the bacteria, the virus.
Right.
And I know you don't even know about this. You're not even educated about any of this. But they had no sewers, and they would throw the waste that come out of their bodies. That's why you can't be sucking people's body fluids. You can't be sharing body fluids, and you can't be doing sodomizing. The anus is the sewer to let out the waste and the toxin and the poison. And every doctor should tell people this, that your sweat gland sweats it out. Your vagina, secretes it out. Your penis said you urinate it out. Your anus, you let it out. It's cleaning out your intestines, the large one and the small one. It's cleaning out all kind of bacteria and waste out of your body. It's cleaning you out. All of it. Your nose, you blow your nose. Your mouth, you block it out. Your ears, you can clean it out. Your eyes, you can wash it apply it out.
Self-cleansing. Yes, ma'am.
The whole of the body was created to eliminate waste out of your body, to protect you and keep you safe. To keep you safe. God wanted you safe. He didn't care about who you love, but if you're practicing bad health, if you're practicing, not good health, you're going to die. You're going to perish. And why aren't the doctors telling people that if you don't wash your hands, you go use the bathroom, you get some mess on your hands, I don't want to use the word, but, you get some on your hands, you go back in and your hands with some food, you're going to have hepatitis. You're gonna have, you're gonna get AIDS. You're gonna get some STDs. You're gonna get some really bad diseases. Because
cleanliness next to godliness.
Ebola. Yeah, and it comes from if people are making jokes about toilet paper. Well, you can make jokes about the toilet paper, but back in the day, people use their hands to clean their butt. That's right, and this is why nastiness comes, because people will not wash their hands. Do you know why a lot of women died in childbirth was because of male doctors? Male doctors not cleaning their hands and not telling the people that the woman died in childbirth and the baby died because they got infected because the doctor did not wash his hands. He was nasty, because when the women would do it, they would heat the water, they would get the rag, they would get the towels, or the native women, you know, First Nations, natives from the Indian reservations, the Native Americans, they would have their babies in the water. They would have midwives,
Yes,
water,
ma'am.
cleansing them.
That's
But
how I
now
was born.
people about this. I cannot believe how people do not know where plagues come from. It comes from people being nasty, people sticking their hands and picking up, like that lady who was spitting on the food in the store, and they had to get rid of $35,000 worth of food because he spit on it. Or a man was caught on tape gawking on some people's packages that he was delivering, but didn't know he was camera down, because we live in a camera down world. I'm in Vegas, but I tell people, you're caught on tape. You may not believe that no one is seeing you committing a crime, but you need to rethink. There are more cameras up than you can possibly believe, and people got cell phones, and they are recording and they are taking pictures. So we live in a whole nother type of world now.
Can I ask you another question, Queen?
Record. Yes, go on.
I'd like to ask you, in reference to this COVID crap that we're dealing with right now, that has come due to a level of uncleanliness and a level of, I would say, ignorance. What do you feel, or what is your thoughts on the fact that it could be released by man or man-made, or in the realm of
It could be a mixture
a
of,
pandemic that could be caused?
listen, it could be a mixture of everything going on here. It could be genetically engineered in the laboratory. It could have mutated and got out of hand and backfired on the people who tried to use it to harm others. It could be just a whole lot of things on the X-Files. It could be, you know, which come right out of the Matrix. There could be a lot of things going on here. There is no one thing that you can say. There's no one thing you can put your finger on. I'm going to say that when the truth starts to come out, it's going to be a mixture of everything. And it's going to be some surprises in there that no one ever even thought of. But the deal is this, it's to wake you up that people have been neglecting their health. Warm water regimen can keep a lot of people healthy. I really got to tell them this. It involves the COVID-19 virus. Warm water, tea kettle water, 15 in the morning. Drink this tea kettle water. It's like you're drinking your tea or you're drinking your coffee, but it's water. Heated by the tea kettle in a 16-ounce mug with 2 8-ounce glasses of water that you have to drink every morning when you get up on an empty stomach. And wait 45 minutes before you eat. Mark down the date you start, mark down the time, you know, that you after you finish your water. You can eat 45 minutes after that. And this is going to clear up a whole lot of underlying health issues. A doctor, Japanese doctor, came out with health regimen, water regimen. If you need to lose weight, you will lose weight. If you need to gain weight, you will gain weight. It will ratify and get rid of a lot of health issues. Very important that you do that in your prayer every morning. Two of the most powerful things that you can do when you get up early in the morning is pray, put God in your space, and do the water regimen so you can be healthy. And if you feel like you crave more warm water, drink it, because we started out with warm water. There was no cold water, no ice, no refrigerator. Cold water is what gives people heart attacks. Cold water is what makes fat stick to the liver and why people are waiting on liver transplants. Cold water drinking is horrible. It shuts down and closes up veins and so forth. You really need to go back, like when you see in the old cowboy movies. Hey, it was warm water. Warm water drinking. You know, but one of that has been killing people. Like candles, get a boil, get a, if you got a, and you don't have a tea kettle, heat the water up.
Yes, ma'am.
Very, very important. Get healthy, America. Get healthy. Because health and spirituality, you want to be protected, and you want to be healthy, and you want to come out of this alive. You need to be concerned about your health. You need to see, a lot of people who are passing away from this virus have other underlying health problems, but this water regimen can stop all of those health issues. The longer you're on it, it can even clear up the cancer in your body. If your body is epilepsy or joints, painful joints, whatever problem you're having, you can email me and request it. I'll give it to you guys to post the water regimen and the prayer. That's what I'm going to do, because that way it'll be faster if I give it to you guys to post. So everyone can be healthy here in America, and everybody can be spiritually protected. Put God in your space, because no two things can occupy the same space. So if you put God in your space, you're protected. But if you don't put God in your space, chaos is going to come in. And every day you're going to be complaining and bitching and whining and all kind of problems. And nobody want to hear that, because they got problems of their own. You want to eliminate problems, put God in your space. If you want to be healthy, then do the water regimen religiously. Do not break it. Do it every day. Think about your health. You want to come out alive for your kids. You want to be here to make a difference, to create, to invent, to help others. Let's make America healthy and spiritual again. Because when people prayed in America, when there were wars, we prayed together. Whatever came against the American people, once they prayed and put God in those spaces, everything was resolved. We resolved everything by sticking together as one collective whole. So, like the celebrities were saying, we're all in this together. It's true. So let's make America healthy again. Let's do this water regimen. The water destroys the COVID bacteria. It pushes it into the stomach where it'll dissolve, out of there, because everything in the stomach will be destroyed. The bacteria. That's why it breaks down all kinds of stuff. So let's just do that. Let's get everything pushed out of our bodies. So the more warm water we put in our bodies, it flushes the body out. Warm water heated up boils distilled water. Distilled water warm is what makes the body realign again, healthy.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what I'm going to tell everybody. Let's just make America healthy again. Let's make America spiritual and healthy again. Let's go back to the
I
old.
want to switch gears with a question, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I want to ask you about two of the most important characters in your work to me. Well, actually, there are three: Sarah Connor, the Oracle, and Morpheus. I want to ask you, because I have my own theories and I'm a very spiritual individual, so this is my moment to jump out the window. I feel as though we as a collective those especially that are in tune with nature are on the precipice of evolution, as others are trying to evolve their machinery. Us that are in tune with nature are on the precipice of our own evolution, which we actually have control over, but I feel little control over, as nature runs its own course. So in alignment with those characters and the things that were done by those characters, where do you see us going into the future as a collective?
What do you mean with that? Where do you see yourself? Because it has nothing to do with my vision. It has everything to do with every man's vision of himself. Because the only thing happening here on earth is people being born and people dying. There's nothing else going on here. You're either coming here and doing what you have to do and leaving, or you're dying because you've already done what you were supposed to do. So where do you see yourself, and how do you see yourself, and what do you plan to do while you're here? Those characters that you named were very important characters. Sarah Connor was the mother of the one. Neo is the collective one, because we all can be Neo. We all can shine. We all can become heroes. We all can uphold and do something for the whole of everyone, instead of selfishness for ourselves. That's what that character is trying to tell you. And what was the third character that you named?
The Oracle.
The Oracle is a visionary, a prophet. And there's many mediums and there's many oracles here on earth. You can Google and see tons of them. Some of them passed away. And they go way back to the Queen, John B. Nolan, with King Arthur. And, there's always been oracles and visionaries, Kepler, Leonardo da Vinci. And there's going to be many more. They're always going to prophesy and tell us what's coming and prepare us for what is or what is to be or what. So those are very important characters that you create, that you picked out, that I created, that you picked out. Very, very important. But it's you. You have to decide what you're going to do. You saw the characters, you know what their roles are. Their roles are to inspire you to step aside and come on forth from the matrix and see what you contribute, see what you create, see what you leave as a legacy, see if your name is known for good or bad. It's about you. What do you plan to do? Who inspires you the most characters in the matrix? What are you going to do?
Yes, ma'am.
That's dope, man.
That's
Any questions
dope,
from the
man.
chat coming in is accepted. Just let me announce that.
I
Shout out
can't
to the
understand you. You're kind of breaking up.
Oh, I'm breaking up. Okay, hold on. If I cut. Okay, no, I should be cool. No, I'm just saying. Let me jump on this again. This one sounded a little bit better, I think. Yeah. Any questions from the chat? Taco Man would ask. Wicked in the building. Brandon in the building. Thank you for your questions, brother. I know you might have a gold mine. Right. Your sister Sophia Stewart. Make sure y'all head over to it was matrixterminator.com. Is that it? And it takes you to the truthofmatrix.com. There's links to the bookstore and ebooks and stuff like that. Check out the information. There's a bio in there. There's an explanation of what was it, copyright or something like that. So make sure y'all go out and get us some traffic.
To protect yourself, I can help anyone to recover stolen work and get your derivative copyright to your derivative work. There's a copyright that comes with that. Anytime your work has been transformed into something else, whether it started out as a book or it started out as a script and then they start creating a video from it, or they make comic book out of it, or they make a movie out of it. Those are derived from the sources, so we can copyright that work and get to your copyright for any stolen work. Okay?
Absolutely. Let me turn it down. Absolutely. Cole Wicked, floor is yours.
Hey, how you doing, sister?
How you doing, hon?
Hi. I have a question that I wanted to ask. Kind of talk about the window for a minute. How do you feel about the system that we are governed by today? Do you feel that it can actually get better, or do you feel that it need to be established with a better group of individuals that can help society?
God says everything must change, and change is good for us. People look at change as bad because they want things to remain the same, but nothing will remain the same. We're in a constant loop of change. Every day something is changing, and all we need to do is look at change as good, being positive, because once the old dies and something new takes its place, always something new is going to take its place, and it's all about us. It's all about us being dissatisfied. And if you're satisfied, then you make the changes. Like the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson was singing. If you don't like something, then change is an example of change. Because once you change and someone looks at you and they see you doing something positive, then they're going to emulate you. They're going to emulate you.
Sorry about that. My sister just came in. Another question.
Here anyway, so it's all good. All it is that if you want to make a change, then change yourself, because everyone, the little kids, or someone, teenagers, or your friends, everyone is looking at you, and they either want to be you or they don't want to be you. And if they want to be you, they're going to help make the changes that's coming. If you're dissatisfied with something and you think it needs to change, then step up to the plate. You don't have to wait on nobody. Look at me. I didn't wait on anybody, and I'm a woman. I'm stepping to changes. Was I afraid? No, not at all. Did I have courage? Yes, a lot. Did I make a difference? Yes, I did. And who did I use as an example? Myself.
I can dig that. Definitely here to dig there.
You guys are the warriors. The warriors to step up to the plate.
Another question I would like to ask is, if there was so forth of a unity level for Black people to come together, and we able to develop our.
To me, there's no such thing as black and white. Even though they invented it, there's no such thing as black and white. The only thing that you can count on is good and evil. If you're going to look at some people being your people, and you're a good person and you're about truth, then you need to look for all the truth seekers. And if you're about lying and killing and all that, then that's who you need to look for. Because there's such a thing as good and evil, but it is nothing else going on here but distraction, lies, and ignorance. So your people, if you are about truth, your people are the people of truth. And if you're about lying and stuff and evil, then your people is the evil people. Because that's all that's going on. You need to get to truth seekers and make the change. That's all you need to do is look for good if you're good, and hey, good is always going to defeat evil. That's the law of nature. Every lie has to bow down to truth. That's the law. It ain't going to change. You can depend on it today, tomorrow, and forever. That's why I said, learn the laws of nature. They're never going to change. You know something else is going to come down. You dig a hole, it's going to be filled. Those are the laws of nature, and they're not going to change. So if you would throw all that stuff about my people, Black people, white people, All of those are nothing but programs and garbage, and they don't have a successful ending because they're not real. But they're programs. And when people get caught up in those programs, they miss out what's real, and it's called truth. Either you're telling the truth or you're lying. There's nothing else going on. Being born and dying, and just leaving out of here, that's all that's going on. You're coming in, you're leaving. It's about good or evil, because that's all. There's nothing else going on. So you need to look at people and see what their acts are. Do they have good acts or do they have evil acts? Because if they got evil acts and you're against evil, they're not your people. So we need to do something about this evil. Because I'm a good person, and I'm about truth, and I'm about change, and I'm about getting rid of people who are sex trafficking, pedophiles, you know what I'm saying, eating people, eating flesh, killing animals, you know what I'm talking about, all of these depraved things, kidnapping kids, you know what I'm talking, making drug selling, all the stuff that's destroying people. We need to get rid of those things. And if those people won't change, then we need to help them to change. And not by force, and not by ignorance, but even by love. Sometimes love is one of the most powerful forces and prayers of the universe. So if we have to love our enemies and pray for them to stop them, then hey, that's what we got to do.
I can do that, sister.
It is the truth. It's very deep. Most people don't talk about that. They think force with more force or evil with more evil is gonna make a difference. No. All it does is draw you in, and you become the very thing that you hate. If somebody was drinking and they were an alcoholic, you're not gonna go there and drink alcohol with them and become an alcoholic to get rid of it or get rid of them. You just become part of the problem, not the solution.
On the room, Dad.
Yeah, if somebody's stealing, you don't go there and help them steal because you become one with them. That's the way any negative, if you go and dwell in negative energy, you're going to become negative. If you dwell in positive energy, you're going to stay positive, and you're going to give out the right energy and the right, love to make a change in that energy. You're going to change it. You're not going to join it, you're going to change it. Hate begets hate. Evil begets evil, more evil. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense.
I can do that.
It's true. People think, well, let me kill evil. You can't kill evil. Let me go out there and hit it in the mouth. You ain't hitting it in the mouth. Come on. You're becoming the same thing that you hate.
Yeah, that's true logic, yeah.
It's true. People don't really point it out. They don't really emphasize it. But they think that killing somebody with a gun is going to get rid of evil. That's not going to get rid of evil. There's been wars. Look at the graveyards. All those people being killed and destroyed. And then evil is still here. Why? Because the most powerful force in the universe is love, not killing, not hating, not community. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
We're going against that. Going against it.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to ask, though. That's real logic right there, sister.
I appreciate you, big brother Wiggett, man, and the sister Sophia Stewart in the building. Okay, so let me see if I can drag you deep water to give you some shot, knocking everything down just so flawless. Okay, so the light that animates our body, do you think that the biological makeup of the body has a determination on the energy that it attracts and contains?
What happened now?
Do you believe that the biological makeup of the body has something to do with the type of energy that it attracts and contains?
Do I believe the body has something to do with the energy?
Yes, like your body is a vehicle, right? And
Of see is the body is the vehicle. It has nothing to do with the magnetism, the chi, or the spirit. The spirit is actually energy. You know what I'm saying? Just like the chi is energy. The body is just physical, and it is manipulated by the chi, and it's manipulated by the spirit.
Okay, so you don't believe it has nothing.
Like this. Let me put it in another way.
Okay, go ahead.
If you put alcohol in your body's going to do a lot of weird stuff. If you put drugs in the body's going to do a lot of weird stuff. If you remember that it says if you drink alcohol has these spirits. Well, the spirit becomes your master, and it's the same thing with drugs. It has a spirit with it. The spirit becomes your master. You go out and they'll tell you to go out there and jump someplace or kill somebody, because a lot of people say, well, the devil told me to do it. Well, they got these spirits that are controlling them like robots. And that's what all masters do. The masters could be your alcohol. It could be lust. It could be drugs. It could be envy. It could be jealousy. It could be the 7 deadly sins. Do these 7 deadly sins manipulate the body? Yes, it does. Does these 7 deadly sins affect the body? Yes, it affects the body. We know because we got drug addicts. We know because we got alcoholics. We know we got pedophiles. We know we got all kinds of people doing all kinds of depraved things because they're controlled by evil spirits. Answer your question, is the body affected? Yes, the body is affected. It can be affected by good or evil.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we know? We know by somebody speaking and talking. We know by the act that they do, the action they commit. We look at the act that someone does. We look at his action, and it tells us if he's Hitler and he goes out and kills a lot of people, and he starves mess and he does some despicable things. We know who you are by your acts and your deeds. Your name is known by your acts and deeds. You can be known as somebody who created some of the greatest technology like Tesla, or you could be known for being Hitler, killing a lot of people, or Jim Jones, mass killing.
Absolutely.
So the spirit does affect the body, for good or evil.
Absolutely. I was asking more on the lines like, does the actual body determine the energy that it attracts to animate it?
Does the body determine what energy?
The light that animates your body?
Look, you were born with good energy when you came here, because I don't know anybody was born with some evil energy. And as you went along and as you got older, you were influenced by a lot of stuff here. And your influences in your life caused your body to become good or evil, to do good deeds or bad deeds. So were you born evil? No, I don't think you were born evil. I don't believe anybody was born evil. Did they become evil somewhere along the line? Did they get influenced? Something came in to change their path? Yes, I believe that.
I agree with you.
Maybe you're not asking the question in a way that I can understand what you're talking.
No. You actually cut me right off to the, you know what I'm saying? Like you got right to it. And you said it in a way that I have to agree with you. Yes, babies are not born evil. Babies are not born evil. Because that was my concern. Like, well, can a certain body with a certain makeup attract a righteous energy? But yeah, that nipped it right in the bud. So your future, do you have any future projects that you see that you're visualizing?
I want people to know that the real Matrix, the real fourth installment, Matrix 4, is going to be made. And the Matrix message is going to continue. And it's going to be with Keanu Reeves, and Keanu Reeves is going to be portraying the character he was meant to portray like he was in the first, not some secondary stuff, but what he was chosen to do in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to carry on that legacy. God said No, and not man, because man is not running anything up in here. He's merely a player, and he's playing his part, just like Shakespeare says. Man is nothing but a man on the stage playing his part. And his part is either good or evil, but that's all he's doing. He's playing a part. And the Oscar goes to the best liar. That's right. Because the first thing is deception. And if I can convince you that I'm a doctor or a lawyer or a killer, the Oscar goes to the
Absolutely. That's jiggy. And how far could this, like, there's an end, right? To the Matrix.
No, there's no end to the Matrix. Remember, the Matrix began again, meaning the cycle of life. There's no end to life. The Matrix
You got
is
that bad on the way. The unending.
and it just began. Listen, it just began again and again. It's a complete cycle of a circle of life. Life is a complete cycle, it's a complete circle, and all it does is begin again, new beginning. That means you have a chance to get it right.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I've said that before. That's jiggy, and that because my thought was, okay, it doesn't end it, but the prequel has no beginning, which would stand by itself, because the prequel only leads to what you would perceive as the ending of the last rotation, but it just starts over. It's circulatory.
There's no end. It's just the beginning. Life begins again and again, over and over. There's no end to life. It's just the beginning. Can you imagine how exciting that is? There is no end to life. It's just the beginning, and we begin again. And some people want to say, no, this is the end, there's no, whatever has a beginning has an end. That's going in the wrong direction. Whatever beginning has an end. No, there is no end. It's all just beginning and opening and unfolding to us and becoming greater and greater as we go along, and more exciting. And there's no need to, because fear is something of false evidence appearing as real. So that's all it is. Fear is something of false evidence appearing as real. Okay. And what is dwelled on is the positive. We need to create. That's what our whole facilities of looking into the spiritual realm. If you want to create a car, create a new car, create a new house, create a new building, create a new technology, create a new cure. But first you have to see it in the spiritual realm, and then it will materialize in the physical matter realm. So let's look towards seeing the positive, and all we will have is nothing but positive, because we're creators. So whatever you create, whether it's heaven or hell, you're going to materialize. So if you knew that all you had to do was focus on good and create technology and create all the most wonderful things, and that no evil can get through because you're not creating it, your whole life will change by this one phenomenal truth. People ask every day, how you doing? I feel perfect. I feel great. I feel good. Because out of thy mouth come thy blessings, and out of the same mouth come thy curses. And lots of people think it's a joke cursing themselves. They say all of the most negative things out of their mouth, and not knowing that they're creating. That they're creating their own heaven and hell on earth by what they think and what they speak into existence. Yes, the genie, the big universe is listening to you. And it's going to carry out whatever you speak and whatever you speak. So, hey, let's think good thoughts, let's speak good thoughts, and let's create good things.
Facts. Okay, there's the Sophia Stewart who gave birth to the Matrix and the Terminator and fought her case and won without a lawyer. That's the Sophia Stewart that clips her nails, tweaks her hair. What is the average day with you like? What do you like to do? What's your favorite meal? What do you do take a break.
The truth. I'm the creator and owner of the Matrix and Terminator. Not a tagline, the mother of the Matrix. That's a tagline. I am the creator and owner. You wouldn't call
Creator and owner. Creator and owner.
You wouldn't call Bill Gates a tagline. No. I am the owner and creator, and I need to get that.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's just in our culture. The mother is the creator and the owner. Like Mother God created all and owns all.
The great Mother Nature.
Yeah.
I know exactly, and you're honoring Mother Nature, and it is phenomenal. But when we're speaking truth, yes,
you got to get them credits right so that them.
We are the nurture. We are the womb. All women with the womb, we are the nurturers. We are the mother. We are Mother Nature. And I think that's why when the grandmother and the mother gets their little bells out and start speaking that behind, you know, it's the greatest honor to the women's everywhere. And all the males out there that love their mothers and love women, and they're appreciated for women, these are the greatest males on the earth, the ones who love and respect and honor their mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers in the female feminine energy.
Absolutely.
I all like that because y'all are the strongest males upon the earth. The one who respects Mother Nature.
Facts. Okay. So I'm trying to get you going. Okay. So what is a day with the writer? I mean, the creator and owner of the Matrix and Terminator. Like what do you do when you want to take a break? When you want to get a rush? Like, what's your favorite meal?
I help and I heal and I mentor lots of people. Every day, my phone is constantly ringing. My emails are just constantly filled up. And people from around the world, every race, color, creed, nationality, and tongue is asking me for help every day. So I mentor and I help people who have never written a book, person who have never written a script, a person that wants to go into acting or go into creating or inventing or whatever. They all have, like in the Matrix 4, the fourth installment where the author was sitting, she's talking to Neo and she's telling him about the birds and how each bird come and eat and how each bird has its own story. Well, that's the way it is in life. People have, all of them have different stories and they all need different things and they come for different reasons. Some of them fall between the cracks. Some of them, you know, is reborn. Some of them sprout up and just grow just like a new seed that water just gotten to. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on with me every day.
Every day.
About the water residents so I can improve their health and so they can live longer. I'm telling someone about the prayer so they can stop in negative energy because they've been lied to and told there is no God, there is no prayer, there is no help. So someone can get control of you.
So how do you relax when you want to take a break from the emails and the counseling?
There would be no need to convince because nobody convinced you that Santa Claus is real. Everybody knows Santa Claus is not real and nobody's trying to convince you otherwise.
Fact.
Now, if you know that God exists and that he's real and that you can use that prayer and avert all evil, then you have destroyed evil who actually rules and controls a lot of things here. And evil will tell you many programs and many lies to keep you from being successful.
I appreciate that. So what do you do to relax, to get away from the matrix of emails and counseling when you want to take a break? What that's like?
I just listen to people. You know, sometimes I'm listening, sometimes I'm resting, but I don't need a lot of rest. You know, that's the program. I'm just very happy that I'm helping a lot of people. I dwell in the positive. I'm creating, I'm writing stories, more new stories. I'm elevating or talking to people to bring them up to par so they can be better than what they are.
And that's deep. That's deep. That's why. That's the when they say, if you love what you do for work, it's not work. So like when you're constructing yourself like that and you're doing what you love to do, that's actually the rest for you. Like what you do is work is sort of like rest or an aspect of, you might not be talking directly to people, but you'll listen or think about certain conversations. Okay, that's cool. Just trying to get the human side of you. So what is your favorite meal?
What is my favorite what?
Meal to eat when you want to be greedy.
I got a lot of different favorite meals. I like gumbo. I like barbecue, brisket. I love pasta. I love lasagna. I mean, I'm totally different. I love fish. I love seafood. I love lobsters. I am so totally different. I don't have any one thing that I love the most or am focused on. I just let my body decide what it wants. My body tells, hey, I want some lobster. Okay, great, body, you can have that.
And you don't argue with your body. You don't say, well, lobster is a shellfish. Well, this then you just agreeing with your body, and that's how you stay.
God says that as long as we put a blessing on all of our food, it will protect us. And that our body is craving something in whatever food it is, whether it's crab meat, whether it's beef, whether it's, plants, or, what I'm saying, vegetables. It's some nutrients, some elements that is in that our body is craving. So I don't look at the food itself. I figure some nutrients or some vitamins that the body is seeking. That's how I don't think about food the way you see food or others see food. I see food as energy. I see it as elements or nutrients or vitamins.
You see it as zeros and ones.
It has nothing to do with that. Is the binary code to the machine. One and the zero. That's all that is, a logo. That's about and children. Those are my logos to the matrix. The one and the zero, the binary code, because everything is cracking codes. If you crack the genetic codes, then you'll go into the lab and start creating hologram clones or creating test tube babies or petri dish babies or artificial inseminated babies. You break the codes to anything and you start creating monsters or you're evil or good. You'll just start creating something. Because all you have to do is break the code and you start creating by breaking that code.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to Midwest Kinfolks Music Entertainment, a big O in the chat. Hit that like button. Shout out to Capo Kinfolks. Check out that grind tight. Make sure y'all check that out. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I
thought you had said something.
What was the question?
Oh no, I was shouting out to the people that's watching in the chat. I was telling them peace to Big O. Shout out to Midwest Kinfolks Music Entertainment. Thanks for the comments. Hit the like button and share it to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so that people can catch the news of the sister coming through. Man, Sophia Stewart. It was exciting. Gold Man and myself along with Brandon Bay. And we knew, like, I just met the brother Wicked, but we just knew, like, oh man, he got in the circle right on time to come across somebody because you're a thinker. You're not a robot. It's not like, and I mean, you transcended black and white, and I praise you for that. But we appreciate you being a black woman that, looks like our mothers and our sisters and our daughters that can do works that fight against the propaganda that's put out there about us globally, that we're ignorant, and it legitimizes the access toward us.
Do you know why? Because the mother can have every color of the rainbow. The mother I can have genetically now can come right out of me, birth right out of me, and they will be identical. But the white woman cannot. She can only have black or white. Now,
Yeah.
I can have Asian, I can have Spanish, I can have Russians, I can have Jews, I can have Germans, French, British people, I can have, Irish people, I can have every race to come out of my womb and be a perfect whatever, duplicate. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
That is why I call the mother, because with nature, I can duplicate every race, color, creed, nationality upon the earth. You better believe it.
Are we
My
going?
womb come out of that womb.
We don't think, I mean, well, yeah, respectively. Yes, every nation come out of the one. So,
I'm telling the truth. You can look this up genetically. You can talk to a doctor, but I can have every so-called race can come right out of my womb. But not with the white woman. Not with the white woman. She can only have a black or a white kid. Nothing else. No duplicates of any other races.
mm. That shows who the original woman was, right?
You guys need to learn that. That's why in the movie, when you saw that picture, there was only one more womb left, and they had this little black girl, a black woman, and they were protecting her womb because that was the reason, because she would birth the earth back again with all kinds of people. They wasn't protecting a white woman because a white woman could only have black or white. And you can go on YouTube and let YouTube teach you that, because they got pictures and doctors are explaining it.
I agree.
So black womb is Mother Nature. We can bring back everything on this earth. Everyone. You better believe it, because it is absolutely the truth.
Absolutely, I agree. So you said earlier you helped someone get their rights to the Black Panther, and it was a
Yes, and you can meet him. I want you to interview him. I'm going to connect you guys with him. He's going to negotiate his copyright. And I'm going to connect you to another guy who got Avatar stolen from him. He was one of the 12 people that got Avatar stolen by James Cameron. I'm going to connect it. I'm going to do interviews with him. But I want people to know that you can reclaim your work. I'm helping some other people to reclaim their work. So you can reclaim your work.
fantastic. I cannot wait. Absolutely. Link that up and let's get them through it so we can get them testimonies. Because like I said, that is deep. And they do not give you any publicity. They don't aim the cameras away. They're gonna keep the cameras aimed on the drug addicts that's showing you how to misuse money and abuse women. But when it comes to people who's actually having to teach you how to construct something and protect yourself, and the fight against to counteract the actions that come against you when you try to do it without taking it to something that immoralizes yourself, these are the things that we need to popularize and normalize. So I do thank you for your testimony.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. We're gonna have to let people know the truth about things and wake people up and get them unplugged out of the matrix and get them into truth, that they need to know the truth. The truth is the only thing that's gonna set anyone free. It's an old phrase, but it's the absolute truth. You need to wake up to truth. You need to wake up to who you are, so you can get moving and so you get to start to create.
So you won your lawsuit, and congratulations on that. So now you have your credit for being the creator and the owner. And so you were at the Oscars. Did they reward you with an Oscar?
Well, the Matrix won 4 Oscars. And so those Oscars belong to me. So when you see me holding the Oscars, Those are my Oscars symbolizing the four Oscars of the Matrix, the Matrix won four Oscars. And they belong to me. I'm the owner.
Okay,
I'm the owner, the creator, the owner, and so the Oscars belong to me. Just like if George Lucas's work, Star Wars, won a Oscar or two Oscars, the Oscar belongs to him because that's his work.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you in possession of an Oscar?
Excuse me?
Are you in possession of an Oscar? Is that what we're being told?
What about the Oscars?
Are you in possession of an Oscar? Do you have an Oscar in your possession?
Yeah, I'm in possession of the Oscars because they belong to me. So, if the land belongs to you, you're in possession of that land. You don't have to have it in your lap.
In your lap.
The land the house to be in possession of it. Am I right or wrong on that?
That's right. That's right. That's why you won the court date. That's why you won that court, because you know that thing.
Yeah, let's not take an ignorance here. If a car belongs to you, the car, you don't have to have it in your hand. You can even have it out with other people using it. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the Oscars belong to me and their minds, and nothing's going to change that fact.
Facts. Well, clap it up, man. I give it to you. So, is there anything that you would like to have the people ponder on? Like, it's certain, you know, anything that you get the people take us to a next level, or any signs or smells or shapes you want to alert us of that might enable us to, you know, just be more accepting of, you know, coming to a higher plateau like yourself.
All I want to do is tell people, and I'm going to leave because it's getting late, and I have other engagements that I have to do, but I want to leave this with people. All you have to do for consciousness is dwell in truth. There's going to be many, many people trying to get you to lie. There's going to be many people trying to get you to change your thoughts. But all you have to do is be conscious and consciously aware, and to dwell in consciousness is dwell in truth. Tell the truth as much as possible, because we're all in human nature, we're all infallible, we all fall short of the glory of God. We all will make mistakes, and sometimes we lie out of fear, or because we don't want to hurt somebody, or we're trying to do something. But stick with the truth. Tell as much of the truth as you possibly can without hurting or harming or doing something to others. But stick to the truth, because the more truth you tell, the greater you will become, and your consciousness will be mind-boggling. You will be one of the greatest entity or forces upon the universe. You will make the greatest changes by living the truth, speaking the truth, and honoring the truth. So try to speak and do as much truth as possible again.
Thank you so much.
That's what I'm going to leave you with.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love you. Have been in love with your work. I appreciate your presence. Keep that spirit polished, man, and clean, and stay away from them negative people. Everybody in the world, turn your couch on it. Sophia Stewart is in the house. It's the A.O.I, man. Go out to that website, give us some traffic, and stay tuned to hear the testimonies of the people that she helped get their rights back for their things, because this is important. Thank you, sister, so much. Peace, strength to you in your real life. Keep your head up so you see the shit coming. May you progress in the lanes that you have a passion in. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you guys for having me on your show today. I loved it. Much respect, much integrity, honor, and intelligence. I love that. You guys are the greatest, and thank you for having me today. Goodbye.
And we out, people. Peace. Thank you so much for coming through. All right, we done. Thank you. You can hang up, disconnect.
Okay.
And I'll get in touch with you through knowledge on our live to set up some other interviews.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much. Take care. Peace to you.
Bye-bye.